Hey YouTube, welcome to another video of RC's about Let's Configure. And today what I'm going to do is set up a from scratch from the very beginning and based on TP Link Omada devices and Omada SDN. Okay, so as you can see here from the screen, I will use these devices. I have the ER7206 with the firmware. The latest one I believe was released November last year. I have the ER7206 as the gateway, VPN, firewall. I have the OC300. I have a hardware controller, and I have the SG 2210 MP PoE switch, and I have an EAP235 for my access point. Okay, so before we begin, let me just go to the network, and I would like to go over this design and discuss what we're going to build. So let's go through with it. I will have dual WAN. This setup also works with a single WAN wide area network connection, single ISP, but for this particular video I have dual wide area network configuration. I will have the ER7206 as my gateway, OC300 as the controller, and SG2210 as my backbone, edge, and distribution switch. Then I will have this EAP235 as the access point. Let me go through the legends. So I will have the admin VLAN, which is the black. We'll have the home VLAN, which is the yellow, and its corresponding wireless VLAN in the access point. This one, home Wi-Fi. I have the guest VLAN. There is no wired VLAN, but I do have a wireless guest VLAN. I have the camera VLAN. I do have a wired and wireless for the camera VLAN here. And I have the IoT VLAN. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 VLANs in total. But for the IoT VLAN, I do have both wired and wireless connectivity. Okay. Something that you might notice is I don't have a wireless admin VLAN. This is by choice. Okay. And as this diagram shows, my admin PC, this PC that I'm using and showing my desktop, is currently it should be in the admin PC, and it will directly connect to the OC300, and the OC300 will be directly connected to ER7206. And you can see I have multiple clients in here. For the clients for the wired and wireless, I don't have this variety of actual devices with me, but I will use Raspberry Pis to simulate or emulate a camera, and maybe I will use this streaming PC for wireless connectivity as well, just because I have a wireless NIC in this computer. So to simulate all these connectivities and scenarios, let's go to this with this again. So I'm going to cover in this video, or maybe in future videos as well, as I decide if it's going to take too long. I will wire up the network devices as you can see here, and let's go here again. Let's just go through this again. These are all not wired up. These are all powered up, factory reset, everything. I might have touched them earlier, but it's completely new. It's similar to out of the box setup. Okay, so let's go back to this again. I will wire up and connect those devices, and I will explain along the way why I wire up a certain way. I will create the Omada site, adapt these devices, create VLANs, all these VLANs, create the Wi-Fi SSIDs, all of these Wi-Fi SSIDs, set up mDNS, and this is also the reason why I would like to create a video like this. Right? I have created new out of the box setup videos in the past, but that's using the old firmware, and I would like to explore how the new firmware will function in this particular setup. And then set up ACLs. The new firmware have made stateful ACLs a reality for 7206 and version 2 of 605, ER605. So something very interesting to explore in this particular setup. Okay, so what are the characteristics of this network? Let's just go through with it. So I have the admin VLAN, the first network. It has access to everything. Maybe not to the wireless guest, but I will definitely be able to connect to the wireless configuration in here in Omada. So that's just what it means. Of course, I will have access to the controller, SDN controller. I can access peers and neighbors, meaning the PC, anything that's connected to the PC in here, I can reach all the other devices. And I say reach, meaning I can at least go open and the web console management. Then I will have access to the internet. Now for the home, okay, for the home VLAN, okay, this is the second most privileged or has most access. It has access to the internet. It can access the peers. So like for example, this client PC, it can print to the printer because they are on the same VLAN. And if there are servers or other devices that will be connected to the home VLAN, they can see each other and they can do sharing. Management VLAN, it cannot access the management VLAN, meaning it cannot access to the OC300 and do some configuration. It will be blocked. But it can access the IoT VLAN. So that's home. So the guest is pretty straightforward. I'll use the built-in guest settings for Omada, but basically it has access to the internet and nothing else. So if there are multiple devices connected to the guest, they cannot ping each other, they cannot see each other, but they will all have access to the internet. And of course, they don't have access to the controller. The camera, they are very similar to guest, except that the camera doesn't have access to internet, but they can see their peers. So for example, if you have a camera in here, it can see the camera in here as well. And if you have an NVR or DVR or any applications connected to the camera VLAN, you can use on-VIF protocol, RTSP, those kind of things, and they all will see each other and be able to stream videos, pictures, photos, and even audios for these devices, for this particular VLAN. So that's the camera VLAN. And last but not the least, the IoT. It will have internet access so that it can get some updates, firmware updates. Of course, if it's controlled through the cloud, they can have access to it as well. They will be able to access their peers and neighbors. If you have an IoT hub inside this particular VLAN, it can connect to all the other IoT devices. That's why it needs access to the peers and neighbors. But they will not be able to access the OC300 or the management VLAN, please, and they cannot have access to the other VLANs. Okay, for this part of this video, I will be doing the connectivity or the cabling. Basically, I'm going to wire it up. So let's just go do that. Okay. So I have 3 cables in here. I have 2 dual WAN. This one is the AT&T. This one is Comcast, and this one is for my PC. Let's go to my desktop here. It's currently disconnected. Google.com, it will fail because I'm not connected. So first one I will do is connect the connecting this to this location first. Okay, and I'm connecting the AT&T ISP here. Okay, one thing to note about the TP-Link gateway is that usually the leftmost WAN port is the WAN port and the rightmost port is a LAN port, and anything in between usually is either one LAN port. Okay, for this particular case it's LAN 1 and LAN 2, but if you don't want to read the labels, you can just like I said, the leftmost will be the WAN port and rightmost will be the LAN port. So I'm connecting it directly in here, and as for the diagram, I'm going to directly connect my desktop in here. And so in this particular case, my PC should have access to the internet by virtue of this being connected to the AT&T ISP, and by default TP-Link gateway provides an IP of 192.168.100 and above. So if everything is okay, you should have something within 100 network, and my PC should have something within the 100 network, and I should have internet access as well. Okay, so let's do the ping. And there you go. You can see you can ping. Now let's check the IP address. It's 101. And my gateway is that one. so the OC300 should be a 100. So let's do that. So 8.0.100. And there you go. So I wired up all the network devices. Let's continue wiring up all the other network devices as I adapt them slowly. But let's do that. Let's 0 that advanced. See. Okay. Oh, why have this? It's obvious. Okay. Welcome to use Omada controller. Let's get started. So let's just name it controller 300. And I'm in Florida, so that will make it Eastern time. And connecting to home. Click next. So in here you can see that you can actually adapt the device, but for the purpose of this video I'm gonna skip it. Again, another thing that you can set during the wizard setup is to do one settings override. So like a good example is this one is a WAN LAN port, meaning it can be a WAN or LAN. I'll just skip. Same thing, you configure the Wi-Fi in this wizard, or I'll skip. This one is something that we cannot skip unless we add something in here. So in here I'll just put admin. I'll skip the email. Password is password for the purpose of this video. Of course, if you're using this for your own network, don't use something stronger. Okay, same thing here. Password. Yeah. And I don't want to have cloud access because all my passwords are not really good, and I'll accept the terms of use. I will not join any user experience program, and I'll click next, and it's successful. There we go. So in this particular screen you can see that you can actually get a mobile app. I will not use the mobile app to configure everything, so I'll use the web console for this particular video. Okay, it's logging in. So this is the very first screen that you will be greeted if everything is being done out of the box for the very first time. So you can exit out if you want to skip it, but okay, so this is how it looks. For the very first time I usually go to devices. That's how I usually go, and click on see pending, and now we're going to adapt this device. Okay, it's adapting, provisioning. Okay, then it's connected. There you go. So let me just rename this something I can easily recognize. And now for the next part of this video, I usually connect all the other devices. I'll use this one as the next port. Okay. LAN, and then I'll use port 1 of the switch. There you go. And I'll connect the access point as well. I'll use the, let's just port 8. Yeah. Let's just port 8. Because this one still needs to boot up, so it will take some time to boot up. There you go. And as you can see here, the switch already got showed up in here as pending. So just the same, I'll click adapt, and it's connected. And let me rename this one as SG810. Successful. And we're just waiting for the EAP235 to show up in the device. Okay, so this one, as you can see, it already shows up. So I'll adapt the EAP235. So it shows up a minute after it's connected to the PoE switch, you can see here. So it's provisioning. It's fairly straightforward when these things are connected, and it says it's connected. Let me just configure it again and change the name to EAP235, and succeed. Voila! You can see here all the IPs are within the 192.168 network. So let's just check what is in the log in here. Which shows up 74. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to do the dual WAN setup right now, and it will usually it reboots the system once I do that. So I'll do that now. So internet. So currently it says here SFP1 and then 1, and then I'm going to connect it to here. So the SFP1 is this one, this is the 1, and then this is the WAN LAN 1. I'll do this, I'll check this, and then I'll hit apply. And at the same time, I know the speeds here, it's 800 and it's 200. I'll hit apply, and while this one is rebooting, it will reboot. I'm adding it in here. Okay, so I'll have dual WAN now, and while it's doing that, let me apply manual DNS in here. I'll do a Cloudflare one. One, and then 1, and then for the 1 and 1, that will be 149. Click apply. So if you're not sure if your ER7206 is already up, usually when I do that, like I said, it will reboot. But if you're not sure if you're up and running, you can do the ping like I said, like this one. But since it's down, you can find the DNS server, which is this one. It will have an error. So what you can do is click here, okay, and now you can see it's online, and it's just taking effect. So took quite a bit, not that too long, give it like, usually give it 5 to 10 minutes to get everything settled. And as you can see here on the router, I have the port 2 WAN port and WAN NAN 1 port. Both of them are connected to gigabit network, and they are uplink, and I have those two uplinks to the OC300 and to the switch itself. Okay, so let's look at where we are at in this particular drawings. Okay, so now we're at the video. As you can see here, we have 1 and 1 LAN 1, and we don't have the SFP. It's our dual network. And currently, I only have one LAN, which is the 192.168.0. Let me edit this. So I usually put the name of the VLAN there, and I have it all selected there. Let's update the IP addresses as well. There you go. So that's admin LAN, and it says home LAN. Then click all of this. It's VLAN 10, 192.168.10.1.24. And start with 100 again, just for kicks. Save. So that's this one. Next one is guess. Okay. Next one will be camera, so 30. Okay, camera. Then I'll have the last one will be IoT. So that's T. Okay. Now all of these VLANs are defined in all the ports, and the native VLAN, as you can see here, if I go to the profile, and I will have the all. Okay, and you can see here that for the all profile, the admin network is the native network, and the tagged ones are 10, 20, 30, all everything else, and then the untagged network will be the admin VLAN as well. And that's why this one becomes, and that's makes it this port and this port a trunk port. Okay, and all of these are all ports, so this one are all currently trunk ports. Okay, so let's go through that, and I'll simulate connecting to each of the VLANs just to check the internet access for everything. Okay, so to do that, I have pingoogle.com in there as my testing, and I'll go to the devices, and I'll go to 2210NP, configure each port as an access port. So this one will be, the first one will be the admin LAN. Okay, port 3 will be the home VLAN. Okay, port 4 will be the guest, works and how the IP works. Okay, so I have the guest, I have the cameras, and then last and but not the least, the IoT. Okay, so let's check this one. It says I have internet access. If I click details, it says 0.101. So currently I have this IP address here because I'm currently connected to this port. Now what I'm going to do is go here and watch how I put this one here, and you can see I will get a general failure or request timeout, or then general failure because it's connected, and I'll connect it to this one. This one is currently admin VLAN, so I should get an IP from the 192.168.0, and you can see here as soon as I connect, okay, details, I have the same IP. Okay, so let me move it here a bit. Okay, and now let's move it to the next port. Again, it will fail. And I move it to the third port. This one is the home, and I should have the .10 IP address here. See, I have internet access, and according to the details, I have the .10 100. Okay, let's move into the guest. Request timeout. It will receive an IP. Okay, and I will have internet. It will show that 20. There you go. The 20. Okay, and I'll move it here. You have internet access, details. I'm in the 130 network. Now I'll connect to the IoT network. So this one is 107. Okay, let's do that. There you go. Has internet access. And 107.100. Okay. So, and then if this one is all, but since the admin VLAN is the one that is untagged and the native, if I go here, I will just get the same IP that I have, which is the 101. So 192.168.0.101. Let's see. Internet 0.101. Okay, so again, for the purpose of this experiment, I'm just connecting it here directly here, just in case so I don't lose connection every time I'm going connectivity to the switch. CLS. And there you go. So that's the next part of the video. I will proceed with the Wi-Fi. So let me just move this one and let's see what Wi-Fi IPs do I have. I mean Wi-Fi SSIDs. Okay, I have all these Wi-Fi SSIDs, so I'm going to create the SSIDs now. Okay, so I know I didn't have any admin Wi-Fi in here, but for the purpose of this video I figured I'll just add it anyway, so that you guys can see how to add admin or management VLAN SSID. So let's do that here, and again, for the purpose of the video, I'll just name it like this, admin Wi-Fi. So the name doesn't have to be the same name as your VLAN name. This one is your SSID. And I usually unchecked the 6 gigahertz because I don't have any AP or devices that can make use of the 6 gigahertz. Need to create password. So password. You know what? Let's just use this password 1. Let's make it even harder. Password 1. Password. Admin Wi-Fi. Again, if it's your own network, make sure your password is stronger. So let's click here. As you can see. There you go. That's it. The password is password 1. Next. Let me disable this. Am I stopping? So, come. And this one is my admin Wi-Fi. It has internet, and you can see SSID 01-admin Wi-Fi. And there you go, 192.168.0.104. Okay, so that's the first one. Now let's create a new one. Let's create the one for home. So this one is let's say house Wi-Fi. Okay, and check this one. Again, password 1. Okay. This one this time you have to click advanced settings and click enable, and then tie it up to the home network, home VLAN, which is number 10. Again, this doesn't define the VLAN. This is just a SSID. This one is actually the step that you have to take to make it join that VLAN. So click apply, and there you go. House Wi-Fi. So let's forget this one. Disconnect. Okay. Zipping, I shouldn't be able to. And I'm going to connect to house Wi-Fi. Password. Next. Let's see here. When it's already enabled, this is already connected. So if we ping here, I should be able to do that. Now my computer cannot take it anymore because I'm recording. So basically this PC is struggling. Yeah, but you can see here I have the 10 VLAN 10101. You can see here it's, so my computer is starting to struggle with the recording while I'm doing this. Okay, so now it's house Wi-Fi. Next one will be the guest. Alert. Okay. Password 1. 20. Apply. So I have 10, 20, and I'm still currently connected to house Wi-Fi. I'll connect to disconnect. Let's see if I can see the intruder Wi-Fi. There you go, intruder Wi-Fi. Password 1. Next. As you can see here, it's enabled. Let's wait until this is complete because, like I said, my computer can barely handle all these things happening in itself. But this one should have an IP of 20. There you go, 20. And just for demo purposes, let's do that CNN.com. Let's make sure you can show the internet here. And there you go. Let's go back here. Let's go back here. Let's see. Let's go back here. Now I have to do the cameras. 30. Cam OS password 1 VLAN, that will be 30. Apply. So I have 10, 20, 30. The only thing missing is the IoT. We basically have this. Okay. By the way, the intruder alert, I forgot to configure this. It should be a guest network. Okay. So all you have to do is click here for the guest network. There you go. Oh, and since I'm connected to the guest, as you can see here, I suddenly lost connectivity to this one because the rules started applying. So I'll connect to the admin Wi-Fi. Just is there another? Okay, no, let me connect to admin's Wi-Fi. Password. Here, there you go, connected. So everything is very slow now on this particular PC, but yeah. So you can see here 30 is camera. I should have an IP address of 30, and there you go. And the last one that I should be creating, and let me just refresh this. This computer is now very slow. Okay, so cameras, I need to create the IoT. So 107 IoT. And let me check that one. Password 1. Apply. So see here, IoT. Disconnect. Come on, disconnect. Okay. Now, oh, there you go. EASSWORD1. Okay. It's connected here. This is 107, the IoT. Details is 0104. Okay, so I guess I might have not checked. Oh yeah, did not check the advanced settings. 107 here. So apply. Let me connect and disconnect the connect. Everything is so slow. I need to reboot my computer. Okay. Let's see if I need to reconnect and disconnect. Nope. So let's go 107.101. All I have to do is just make sure I have the VLAN in here, and there you go. Okay, so for the time being, I don't have any other device for me to test, so let me configure the ports here and configure the ports here. So all of this I would like to configure. Let's it's a 2 and 3, let's say IoT. So IoT for this one, and Omada device. This one, this is the old 700. Yeah, this is all of them. So yeah, and how do you want it as well? Let's say okay. How to do it. Let's do it again. As you can see here, ports here. This one is the Pi 0. It can only run 100 Mbps, so it's orange. But all the rest is power 2 PoEs. So the Pi 4s. Now the Pi 4, and we can check their IPs by going to the clients. And let's see. Okay. So how I'm currently connected into the IoT Wi-Fi. So let me disconnect from that one. Okay, and I'm going to connect my Ethernet, which brings me to the admin VLAN. Let me go to the admin one. Let's check. There you go, 0.101 and the admin VLAN. Okay, and right now I can ping these devices to their IP addresses. Let's say 10.102, this one, 103, but how about the 107 and 103? And 107 102. And as you can see here, it still sees my IoT Wi-Fi IP address, and maybe let me check if I can refresh it and it will show. So it shows I have two IP, which makes sense. I have a wired NIC and I have a wireless NIC, but I'm in this particular connectivity now. Okay, so let's ping playbox 4. See, let's try that. Okay, it's ping the playbox 4 that local. Can it work? How about pi hole gap? How about that local? Okay, can I ping that? How about pi desk? Pi desk. Pi desk that local. And last but not the least, Pi machine. Pi machine that local. So I cannot ping any of them at all, but let me just put this one to the side. Okay. So as I have said, I'm going to set up mDNS. So let's just do that now. And let's see how it works. Services, mDNS. I'll create a new one. I'm too lazy to think of anything. It works on the gateway, not on the access points, and I'm selecting all that works for Pete's sake, just for simplicity's sake, and just for demo purposes. And there you go. Let's see our clients again. See the playbox 4. And there you go. mDNS works. So let's go up in here. Originally I cannot ping it, as you can see here, and I can ping the playbox local. That you can see here, it replies as playbox local in here. And next one will be the pi hole up. Let's do that. Now that mDNS has propagated, it's faster now. Let's do pi desk. There you go, pi desk is pinging, and pi machine. Ooh. There you go, pi machine works as well. Okay, so let's do A, B, and C. Let's see if I can access it to pi desk. If I can do that, let's see if it works. Yep. So let's go pi. Okay. There you go. Let's go pi machine. This one is the smaller screen that you can see on top of the ER7206 gateway. and you will see as I connect it as I open this. There you go. On the store side. There you go. Sharing.com. Let's go to the other machine. Store. And there you go. That's mDNS. So let's see how mDNS works here. Ping. So I'm in PyDesk. Let me ping playbox 4. Oh, sorry. There you go. Let's ping Pi machine. There you go. Let's see. Let me SSH to Pi forward. Pi. Can I do that? Yep. Okay. Ping Pi. There you go. So as you can see, all the mDNS for the IoT VLAN. So I should have SSH to the IP address. Anyway, so let me. Okay. Okay. You can see in the IoT everything is connected. I mean, every mDNS is working. I can ping them through their machine names, not just necessarily with the IP addresses and everything. So I can ping them. Okay. And I can SSH to it as well. Okay, so that's it for the video for mDNS, and the last portion of the video will be the ACL, which is okay. So welcome to the last portion of this video, which is setting up the ACLs in order for us to gain the capability of this table in here. Just a recap: the admin can access everything, home can access everything except the management VLAN, guests can access the internet but nothing else, cameras will not have internet but they can see each neighbor's peers, and IoTs will have access to the internet and peers and neighbors but no access to the management or other VLANs. So let's go about doing that. Okay, so let's go to network security, ACL. So let's just, like I said earlier, the guest one is the admin VLAN is basically all done, so we can ping and access everything. So the admin VLAN, as far as the admin VLAN is concerned, that's done. The guest though, we can simulate this again by adding another guest client, which I'm going to do now. Okay, so for the time being, let's do that. Let's do this. Let's this wireless network, intruder. Let me disable the guest checkmark here. Okay, and let me connect my phone. So I'm going to phone. So it's 2 clients. I'm going to have a wireless device connected here. Two of them actually. One will be this PC, another one will be my phone. So I'm going to root. Password 1, so password. Good. Okay. I'm not sure if this can be seen here properly. But in any case, I'll go to the clients and refresh this. This is not showing up in here. Let's go inside. Machine. Come on, show up. And while waiting for my phone to connect to that one, let me connect to the intruder. And let me disconnect from by the wired network. Disable. Come on, there you go, disabled. I'm 2101. So let's just refresh this, see how everything is working out. So I have 2 wireless devices in here. So this is my Android phone, and this is the PC that I have. And just to show that, it's details 101. And right now I have turned off the the guest feature of the wireless network. Let's go back in here. So I have the intruder, so let's open the Wi-Fi first. Let's go yahoo.com. Let me ping 192.168.20.102. You can see here I can access the internet, and I can ping my other Android phone in here. So I can access the internet, acm.com. Let's go YouTube. So this one can see this one. So I'm pinging my phone. So now let me turn on the guest functionality of guest feature of the intruder wireless connection. So once I do this, remember, once I do this, I will lose connectivity to this web page, and all these websites will still work, but this one will not work. Okay, so the alerts, guest network, hit apply, and there you go. So let's see if I can still ping it. There you go. I cannot ping it anymore, but can I still, what the heck is that? Let's see, can I open some videos? Yes, I can. Let's go to YouTube again. Let's open some other news. Turkey aftershocks. I can. Let's go to Yahoo. Let's go to entertainment, and I can. So this guest is good and the admin is good. So let's just go back here and see if I can access the site. And see, it's blank. Now you might say my computer is slow. Yes, that is correct, but I just can't access it anymore anyway. Even if I go here, dashboard, I just can't access it anymore. So the website will still load, definitely. This one will still load, but none of this will work anymore. Okay, before I further break down, see how VNC will work. So you can see here VNCs, and it says no such host is known, so I cannot access the VNC anymore on the guest network now that I'm connected to the guest network. Okay, now if I disconnect, okay, and enable, am I disconnected? Yes, I am. Let me connect here. There you go. Connect here. This shoe. Connect to the other one. There you go. Connect. So admin and guest so far is done. So let's do thinking home. Yeah, let's do home. Let's do home. This particular is what am I actually refreshing? Because I'm stopped. Let me exit all these objects. Okay. So go to network security and go to gateway ACL. So we are going to experiment with the gateway ACL. In the past, in my earlier videos, I used to use switch ACL just because the gateway only works for the wide area to LAN and vice versa. Now they have capability to do LAN to LAN. But for this particular setup, we will just prevent this home network from accessing the management VLANs. Let's just do that. Deny into admin. So TP-Link's ACL, VLANs are always permitted to all other VLANs. So what we're just going to do to limit that is deny certain VLAN from accessing other VLANs. Okay, so I would like to deny. So that will be LAN to LAN, and that will be all protocols. And I don't need to do time range for the time being. I will do so home, and it cannot access the admin VLAN, but it can access I guess don't access the guest network as well. But for this particular case, let's not just click this one, it just won't work anyway. But yeah, home, it will not have access to the admin VLAN. And let's create, so let's try this one, and it's enabled. Okay, so for the purpose of this video, let me go here, devices, configure a Wi-Fi home. Let me just connect to the Wi-Fi home, then go house Wi-Fi, connect. Not connecting. Okay, I'm connected there, but now I'm connected to both. Currently I'm connected to both, so I will have access, and this one is disabled. Okay. So let me just keep clicking here. So this one, the ACL is currently disabled. Okay, LAN. As you can see, everything is loading. Devices. Okay. But now let's disable this. Now I'm connected to the Wi-Fi only. I will still be able to access it because the ACL is still disabled. I think. Yeah, I can access it. Just take a look again, make sure it's disabled. See, it's clients. Log. Now let's start enabling it. ACL. So it says here that home will not have access to the admin LAN, basically. So since this one is in the admin LAN, once I enable this, I should have access to this one. There you go. It says succeeded. I still get the succeeded notification. Now let's see if it's gonna work. But let's open another web page browser. 2.168.0. Yeah, I definitely can't access it here. I disconnected it, so let's close this one, let's close this one, and let's just to make sure I am in here. There you go, this can't be reached. Check that one. So let's see if I can still have access to the Reddit. I can go to YouTube. I can, so that seems to be good. I should be able to ping 192.168.10.100. Let's see. Is it 100 or 101? So 101 and 102 I can ping. That means it's not myself. So let's see, what am I? I'm 101. Okay. And I'm pinging 102. Is it possible to do this? I think I'll try to record. Anyway, so the home, I don't have access to the management VLAN. So we have admin, we have home, we have guest, all done. Next will be the camera. So the camera, so it's curious, but let's go to the camera. Oh, I don't have access to this one, so let me enable this. Disconnect. There you go. Let me refresh this page and go network security, ACLs. So far I have one ACL defined in here in the gateway ACL, but I already met this one, and the guest. So I still only have one ACL defined so far. It is pretty cool. You can do all this with just one ACL. Now we just go with the camera. Doesn't have access to the internet, no access to the management VLAN and to the other VLANs. So let's do that. Deny camera internet. Let's do this first. LAN to WAN, basically. Deny all protocols. So by default it is allowed. So what I'm doing is any IP you cannot join there. So the camera will not have access to the internet. Okay, let's do that. So we'll do that. We'll have probably hangs when I rebooted this one. Come on, there you go. So since I have rebooted this one, I'll go with the camera. Fine. So once that has rebooted, this one will be connected to the camera. It will act as the camera. It's something that we can ping. Hopefully we can still ping, but it will lose access to the internet. Okay, and I need to connect to the camera network as well. But before we do that, let's just review again our ACL. Let me review how I have it set up. So for the camera, I'm only denying it internet access for this particular rule. Okay, so let me connect to the camera network. So you can see no internet, but it's secured. No internet, but secured. Okay, I should have internet access just because I have connected to the admin Wi-Fi. Let's see this one. CNN.com. Let's see here. I'm still connected here. But now I need to check that other device IP address, which is the Pi desk. It's not. Oh, okay. Let's see. Strong 168. 30.102. I will not have access to the internet for this particular device. If I click restore pages, it will not work. Come on. See, ping. My computer can still have access to the internet here, okay, as you can see here. But once I disconnected my wired network disable and I connect to the cameras, I'm already connected to the cameras, okay, so I can ping the my machine. So let's check my IP address. My IP is 101, this one is 102, and you can actually see here I don't have internet access, so it's really clear. So google.com, not even work, not even work, but I can ping it 31. Is that my IP? Yeah, that's my IP. And then I'll ping the 102. I can ping its neighbors and peers. However, for the time being, I still can access the admin network, the admin VLAN. Okay. But the next step will be for me to disable accessing management VLAN, because right now I still have access to management VLAN. And let me now go to this one and create a new rule for the camera controller. Oh no, security. I will have to create another one. Deny camera to admin, and this one is pretty much the same way I block the home to admin. So what I can do is add the camera here, and it should in idea be the same, but for the purpose of this video and for the demo purpose, I'll create a new one. Deny camera to admin, and it's LAN to LAN, and it's all protocols. It's camera to admin, and click create. Okay, so deny camera to admin. That's to admin. Camera to, this is LAN to WAN, and this one's LAN to LAN. So camera checked. Now let's go to the IoT. Let's go to the IoT. So now I have one device with the ID. And the IDS on the device. So again, so the IDS is port 3. So okay. So I have IDS. Actually, all my machine. So this option. This one. So good. This one. No, that's so this one is the one. Okay, so I have two devices that I can do for peers and neighbor testing and internet testing as well. So I'm going to this to the management, to the admin, pretty much the same that we did for the home, but it shouldn't have access to the other VLANs as well. So let's do that. Let's do network security. Okay, so let's do that. This one doesn't have access to the admin, and 2 doesn't have access to the internet, but it shouldn't have access to all the other VLANs as well, actually. So I forgot this one. It's just, so basically it removes my access to all the other networks. So I disable this one. Okay, so now I can disable it because I can see it now. Disable. Now, so Windows has the now I remember, Windows has the habit of enabling and disabling your Wi-Fi. It doesn't detect the internet, so it's kind of annoying, really. Well, it's a good feature, but for testing purposes, kind of, gives me, sometimes confuses me, that I thought that my PC is going berserk or something, but I just keep forgetting that if it doesn't have internet, one of the way it tries to fix itself is this auto disables and re-enable itself. At least that's what I noticed in my PC. I'm not sure with the other PCs, but this here in my PC, that's what usually happens. Even my laptop sometimes. But okay, it says here I'm connected. I know it's still not yet fully done, but you can see it's 101, and according to the rule that we have, it shouldn't have access to the IoT, to the home. We tested, having no access to the internet. We already know that it can access to the internet, but what we haven't tested is accessing other IP address from the other home. So let's go 192.168.10.103. So I can access this one. How about 102? I cannot. Okay. Okay. How about 107.102? I cannot. How about control? See, I'm losing the controller as well. And there you go. So let me enable this again before I lose my patience. Disconnect. Okay, we have demoed admin, home, guest, and camera. So now let's go to the IoT portion of the demo of the configuration itself. One, it's still connected to the camera's Wi-Fi. There you go. Thank goodness. Okay. So now let's proceed with the configuration for the IoT platform. I'm currently at the admin VLAN again. Let's check it again. Yep, 0, 0. And let's go do this. Okay. So the IoT VLAN, according to our description, it's not going to have access to the home. It's prevented accessing the cameras as well, just for kicks. Deny IoT access to all. So LAN to LAN. Well, there you go. Took it some time. So from the IoT, I deny you accessing all the other ones. Okay. And maybe deny camera to all as well, not just the admin. Camera to all. Actually. There you go. But IoT, unlike camera, will have access to internet. Okay. And let's see how it works. So it says here IoT shouldn't have access to the admin LAN and shouldn't have access to. So which clients do I have in the IoT network? And I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi. Yes, that's right. So that means the IoT cannot access the admin LAN. So I'm in the admin LAN, but I should be able to access from admin LAN to the IoT. The way to do that is this one. As you can see, I'm still connected, but can I access the admin management console? And the answer is no. Can I ping 192.168.0.101? Nope. But can I SSH to them? SSH pi at let's see, pi dash 192.168.187.123. Yes, passport. And let's ping back my IP that I just, my media PC 0101. And the answer is no. So I can do going to the IoT, but IoT cannot go to admin VLAN because that's specifically denied. That's the one I'm denying. Okay. And I don't have access to the management VLAN, but I will have access to CNN. And load it. Okay, so what else have I covered in here? So I think that's pretty much it for this part of the video. It took me an hour to do all the ACLs with the testings and everything. Overall, let's just recap what we did here. We set up dual wide area networking. We set up OC300 site, SDN site. We connect all the wires together to get everything running. We have all the SSID, Wi-Fi SSIDs working and tested. We have defined all these VLANs along with their, like I said, Wi-Fi SSIDs. And we have defined mDNS, meaning we can ping these devices to their names. We have set up this particular ACL table wherein, certain VLAN have access to everything while others have limited access or less access than the others. Okay. So the most privileged network is the admin VLAN, which makes sense, followed by the home, okay, which makes sense too. But you don't want your kids and your wife messing up with your network configuration. That's why they don't have access to the management VLAN, and they don't need to. They don't need to bother with that one. For the guest, they do have access to the internet. They don't need to worry about the other machines, laptops, computers, mobile phones connected to the network. They are protected, they are isolated, they are on their own. This one is wireless only, just FYI, making sure that we haven't defined a wired network in here. And we also define an admin VLAN wireless in here for demonstration purposes, but I don't have it in the diagram, and you don't have to implement it if you don't want to. I'll personally disable it myself in my own network, just because Wi-Fi is, well, it's wireless. So anyway, and for the IoT, we have established a one-way communication between the admin network and the IoT. Okay, have allowed, but IoT can access anywhere, but home and admin can access the IoT in this particular network. Guest cannot access it, camera cannot access it, because it doesn't have access to other VLANs. So basically, the only thing that can access IoT is the admin and home, because they can access other VLANs in here. There you go. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys learned something from this particular setup. It's been fun. I'm quite surprised that with all this setup, I only have very few ACLs that I have to worry about, and then I camera to all, then I IoT to all, then I home to admin, and then I camera to internet. So if you followed all the steps that I have discussed here, it makes it very, very easy. I pieced it out LAN to LAN, because all of these topics are LAN to LAN. Denying access to the internet is very easy as well. I don't have to define a port 53 anymore. It's just directly blocking the LAN to WAN, data. Camera to LAN to LAN, not having access to other VLANs as well. Pretty much straightforward. You block it from the from the roots, from routing at all, and I don't even have any switch ACLs or EAP ACLs. Well, the EAP ACL will be there through the wireless networks, but any other explicit ACLs that you have or will not be in here. So thank you for watching this video. Hope you learned something from my exploration and from my experimentation. Till the next time, bye bye.